Ryan Routh is on trial in federal court in Fort Pierce, Florida. He's accused of planning of assassinating former President Donald Trump. That's a key because he was still former president running for candidacy at the time at a golf course last year. Prosecutors claim that he spent weeks preparing, then aimed a loaded rifle through foliage, according to Trump. Secret Service agents saw him and fired, but the weapon was never fired. His weapon was never fired. Routh had pleaded not guilty to attempted assassination, assaulting a federal officer, and multiple firearm offenses. Now, Routh has been representing himself for about a week or so. After the judge ruled he is competent to do so, which is something that most judges rue today when they let it happen because it usually turns into a circus. But you were doing it now. He told the court that the public defenders didn't believe him or his version of the event, so he's taken it to himself. He went with it. Also couldn't afford like a high-powered lawyer, so he's taken it to himself. For his defense, he plans to call only 3 witnesses, 1 firearms expert plus 2 character witnesses. That's it. The case for the prosecution rested last week, so this week we have his 3 witnesses and probably not himself. He will probably not take the stand himself or write a statement or however that works out because only crazy people do that. But this is what we have right here. This is the world we live in. Governor's case has been heavy. Prosecutors called 38 witnesses over the course of 7 days. Evidence included surveillance, DNA, fingerprint matches, one in the rifle scope, recovered from the weapons, some ammo, the digital data with phones, location information. Yeah, all the things that pretty much show that it probably is him. Now, witnesses described Routh's planning and behavior and movements before the incident. All the things that show that it probably was him. Given the scale of evidence, Routh's decision to only call 3 witnesses is probably risky. Just like defending yourself is pretty risky. The firearms expert could try to challenge whether the rifle was operational or whether Routh was in the position to fire. Character witnesses' testimony also usually speaks to more moral reputation, but doesn't negate factual evidence such as fingerprints or digital trails. Just because somebody says you're a nice guy doesn't mean you didn't actually do it or you weren't there, which is kind of the problem. It also represents him representing himself, adds legal risk to procedural missteps. Judicial rulings that might go against him could easily be caught by experienced counsel. He is not experienced counsel. He is a crazy man. Prosecution rested his case last week, so they're ready to roll on with this one. Routh presented his limited defense case and goes to closing arguments pretty quickly, expected. Jury deliberations will follow, and the outcome of this thing could be done within days. But as we said, there's forensic evidence, there's digital evidence, there's witness evidence, there's defense built against many a witness that says that Mr. Routh has done this. Why he's going to prove it, or more like why, is because he needs to, because that's what you do. How he's going to prove that he's innocent, that's a Matlock trick that I have yet to encounter in any sort of writing script or ChatGPT scenario I put together. So we'll see what happens. The file has been mostly focused and ironically not spoken of very much, which is the weird thing. No one's bringing it up, mostly because there's so many other things that are really more important, really more dire, really more desperate to talk about, and things that are more juicy. Although the guy representing himself who tried to shoot the president should be pretty juicy, should have a whole lot more coverage. Once we get a wrap on this one, they'll definitely talk about it. But right now, they're trying to keep this one down, at least the crazy down, as much as possible.